over there. I had went by to see. Yeah. Okay. Just right around here. I don't know, but I know that they bite. I never had a problem with them biting me, but I just watched one bite me. Like it actually bit me. Yep. All right. Hello, you guys. Come walk along with me. I'm not going any place in particular. I'm just walking. I'm just walking for exercise. Walking and encouraging you guys to walk, to move, to skate, to dance, to bike. Walk on your elliptical. Do something. Get up and do something. If you've been sitting down all day, get up and move around. Don't be a couch potato, okay? Don't be a couch potato. Yeah, kind of funny. Yes, don't be a couch potato. If you haven't gotten up and walked around today for at least 30 minutes, do so right now. Come on and walk with me for 30 minutes. You don't want to walk 30 minutes, try 20. Try 20. Don't go less than 20, okay? Because if you go less than 20, the days that you, hello, the days that you walk for 15, guess what? You're gonna feel like 10 will do. And we want to walk more than that. We want to walk 30 minutes. 30 minutes, just walking, not running. You don't have to run. You can if you want to. You can jog if you want to. But just a good brisk walk for 30 minutes each day will help you. Will help you. Hello, Mr. Sam. I haven't seen you before, but hello and welcome. Thank you for joining the chat. I don't understand the language that you're typing in, but you know, as long as you're good people, good positive vibes, then you're welcome here. You're welcome. Hello. What's that? Free Fire Boss. Hello. How are you? Thank you for joining this live chat. I appreciate you for stopping by. I'm not going anywhere in particular. I'm just walking. I do this almost every day on here. I walk to encourage other people to walk, to move around, and to get their juices flowing. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be a marathon runner. Just get up and move around for 30 minutes each day, 5 days a week. 5 days a week. If you're not used to it, then do it for like 3 days a week. 3 days a week and build up your stamina. Build up your stamina. I'm pretty good, doing pretty good. It's a pretty day out today. It's windy. It's a bit windy, so I'm trying to, enjoy the day. The tree pollen, the counts are low today. The reason I can tell that, I didn't check the news, but the reason I can because I've been out here for 5 minutes and I haven't sneezed yet. I haven't sneezed yet. My throat isn't itchy yet. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Because if the counts were high, I'd be sneezing by now. So for those of you who have allergies, don't you hate that? Don't you just hate that? What is going on? I don't know why it's doing it. Can you have a shout out? I don't mind giving people shout outs. Panda CEO. Hello, Panda CEO. I just gave you a shout out. Welcome into the chat. I appreciate you for stopping by the live. I did. I gave you the shout out that you asked for. I appreciate you for stopping by. Do you have a channel? Do you create content, Panda CEO? Free Fire Boss, do you create content? Mr. Sam? Hey, Boots. How you doing, Boots? Boots has a channel, so you guys please support Boots. Boots, flaws and stuff. I've known Boots for a while now on here. She has a great channel. So please support all positive content, support good content, okay? Good content. It doesn't matter what's going on. If you like the content creator and the content creator and you click and you have a bun, support that content creator, okay? And hopefully they'll support you in return. They'll support you in return. Book says, hello everyone in the chat. Yes, I see 26 people in here. Y'all please like, comment, and if you haven't, subscribe. But if you're not ready to subscribe yet, guess what? I don't beat you up about that. You're not gonna have a lot of stuff going on over here on my shorts channel, okay? So please check out my shorts table. I have a plethora of shorts variety, okay? Shorts variety. But I do come on here every day and I have what's called Let's Walk and Talk live videos that I do. So that's like my little show. Let's walk and talk. That's what I do. Let's walk and talk. You know, I encourage you guys to walk, to move. You know, I don't mind you coming over here walking with me. We want to be motivational, encouraging, and uplifting. The way I do it is Let's Walk and Talk Lives. That's what I call my little show for my channel. It's Let's Walk and Talk Lives. So find you something that you can do to keep you motivated, okay? To move. Find you something that you can do to keep you motivated to move. I'm going home probably in the next 20 minutes. The next 20 minutes. And maybe the next 2 hours. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going home. Free Fire, I don't know. Are you at home? Book says I got you got KY working in today too. You got it, sis. Walk it out. You got KY. Am I reading that wrong, Books? What is KY? Hey, Sassy. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Guys, please say hello to my moderator, Miss Sassy. Oh, okay. Books. I didn't even think that once it was, because it was capital, I was like, capital KY. Oh. Because it was capital, mine was the farthest thing away from my mind. Okay, I got you. Yeah. So I encourage each and every person that comes through here to walk. My thing is Let's Walk and Talk. That's what I call it. Let's Walk and Talk Lives. So be original. You can be original and do the same exact thing. So I see so many people that will say, well, I'm going to do that. Okay, that's fine. Do that. But do you have to call it the exact same thing? Like I wouldn't just like Jill's comfort zone. There's no way I'd say Lion's comfort zone. Or let's get comfortable in the zone with lions. I wouldn't do something like that. I saw a dispute about that earlier. And it was a dispute amongst friends. And I totally understood what they were talking about. I totally understood what they were talking about. So, we all can do the same thing, but put our own spin on it. Okay? Do the same thing and put your own spin on it. Because people work hard. And it's sad to say, but this app is wild. This app is wild. As soon as you try something, and that's kind of just like the rule of nature. It's like, I guess, competition, even when they don't admit it's competition, or if they feel like something is working for someone else, that's what you do. Of course, and a lot of times people encourage that. But always make sure you do your own thing, though. You put your own spin on things. Be creative. Be creative. Be creative. Book says, I'm driving. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yes. Just do that. It's pretty outside today, Sassy. The pollen count is low. I told them a little while ago I had been on for 5 minutes and hadn't sneezed yet. I don't have my mask on. Y'all know how I am. I have to wear that mask. When it comes to this pollen, I have to put on a mask or I'll be sneezing the whole time. Book says, just put your own mark in it. Make it your... Yeah, like, don't sit there. Even, I don't care how common what it is, what they're saying or doing. But if you sit there and say the same exact thing, that's the kind of stuff that gets people, like, perturbed and get you to side-eye. Like, we're adults. If you've been on here this long and you see something, I mean, you can totally do, and people tend to encourage you to do what they do. But don't sit there and name it the exact same thing. Like, I saw a spat about that today, and it wasn't the first time. It wasn't the first time. It wasn't the first time. It was not the first time. Just as like if somebody says, I'm gonna do a baking channel, and I'm gonna name it Bacon Roll, and they, Bacon Roll, and that's just what they do. That's the name of it, Bacon Roll. What do you sound like coming back saying, let's roll and bake? Let's roll and bake. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Sassy says, lucky you, I've been sneezing. The weather is 62 degrees. It's 62 degrees. That sounds good, Sassy. That sounds good. That pollen count must be up in your area. It's not up today. I'm telling you, if I don't check the weather, like I typically check the weather. But if I don't check the weather, if I come outside, first of all, if I come outside and I see yellow and green everywhere, I already know. I already know. But if I don't quite see it and I start to sneezing, then I know for sure. Then I know for sure. It's a cloudy day, but beautiful. Right. That sounds good. 62 and cloudy? Yep. 62 and cloudy sounds great. That sounds great. Sassy, have you put up any more shorts? Because I hadn't gotten any notifications. And y'all, when I'm at work, I scroll through my notifications. I don't really go to different channels. I will just kind of scroll through my notifications because they're quick. But as you guys know, you don't always get all your notifications. And I don't think there's a problem with it. Or I think that sometimes, like I said before in the past, I think some of us are just subscribed to so many people that our feed can only take so many notifications. You have, so I need to go look, because I definitely have not gotten a notification. So I think a lot of times people will feel like They won't come to your channel because they don't see you on their channel. But you have to think about it. Sometimes people they have so much that they're doing that they don't really have a lot of downtime, or even if they have downtime, they just kind of depend on their notifications. Like, some people aren't good about going to channels. And I'm not going to even lie to y'all. I won't hold you. I'm not good about just going to channels. I try my best to get better about that. But I'm one of those people who, I depend on my notifications a lot. I depend on my notifications. And sometimes I was just about to say that, Sassy. I was just about to say, sometimes I get a notification like right now. And the short was uploaded a week ago. So I think just just the fact that sometimes you're subscribed to so many people, or you're subscribed to people who do a lot of content, that sometimes you just won't get all of them. Hey, bro, what's going on? Fishing time, let's go. Welcome to the live. He said, hello, Lions. Yeah, sometimes you just can't get them. And then, if you're busy, like you work, and then, like I work, and I come on here, a lot of times I've already exercised early, then get off, and then come on here. And then by the time I get off of here, y'all know what time it is. I'm looking for something to eat. I'm looking for something to eat. And so what I usually do is, whatever I'm doing, I just scroll through notifications. And if I don't see a lot of notifications, I go by the notifications that I see, rather. And the weird thing about it, y'all, is sometimes they'll give you notifications to people you don't really even visit. Like, that you like them and you subscribe to them, but they probably don't even upload a lot, or you don't visit each other a lot. For some strange reason, you get those notifications. But the people who, that's just like right now, YouTube knows everybody in this chat. They know everybody that's in this chat. And it's just like Sassy is in this chat basically every day. So she has a channel. You would think that I would definitely get all of her notifications. But it's so strange that sometimes you get notifications of those who you aren't really subscribed to. And I know, I get it. I get the whole thing, like, where they want you to visit channels. And if you don't visit channels as much, sometimes they'll even unsubscribe you. But, like, I'm like, come on now. People work. People work. People have family time. People have their own fun time. So you just don't catch every live, or you just can't go to everybody's channel that you're subscribed to. Many of us are subscribed to hundreds of people. And so they will definitely unsubscribe. You don't have to do it. They'll do it for you. So I just encourage each and every one of you guys to make sure to try and support the people who support you. And try not to just go on notifications. Try to sometimes run over to their channels. When you look at the notifications, think about it. Think of people think of the ones that you're around, that you see a lot. And you just go run and check them out. Fishing time. Where am I going? Just walking. Fishing time. I do these let's walk and talk lives most days out of the week. That's just my theme for my channel, because I don't upload a lot of videos. I wish I had the patience to upload videos. So I'm just a shorts channel, and I do these let's walk and talk lives every day, most days. I'll take off a day or two sometimes during the week, but it's mostly just to motivate people to get up and move. Like I always say, to get that synovial fluid moving around your joints. If you sit around, the more you sit around, the stiffer you'll be. When you're young, it doesn't bother you as much. But if you're young and you remain in that mindset, when you become middle age, like 30s, 40s, 50s, I'll say 40s and 50s, because 30s, that's young. That's young. 40s and 50s, you start to feel that stiffness. You don't bounce up as easily when you just want to come from a seating position. When you're in a seating position, you don't bounce up as easy. You gotta kind of say, ugh. Put your hands on your legs, on your knees, grab the table sometimes and pull. But the more you walk, the more you exercise those arms, move those arms as you walk, the more that synovial fluid will increase. Moving increases the synovial fluid and keep those joints lubricated. Even if you have arthritis, not trying to diagnose anybody or treat anybody. This is just general knowledge, common sense. Disclaimer, YouTube, the more you move, the better. Even if you've already started to have issues. Because you don't want to have issues and then just still remain stiff, right? Remain just, you don't want to be a couch potato. You already have a little stiffness when you get up in the mornings or whenever. And guess what? You're not active. It's not going to help at all. It's not going to help at all. Let me see. Sassy says, same here. My notifications. I subscribe to so many people. I have to watch them later on. Yeah, a week or so. Yep. Boo says our feeds. Yep. Yep. You can't watch all. Exactly. You're right, Fish is High, bro. You can't. You cannot watch everybody. I would like to, but it's just impossible. It's impossible. Book says fishing time. Exactly. That's why YT is bringing up the older subs in our feeds, if you notice. Yep. Yep. Sassy says I move every day. I know, Sassy. I try to move every day. Every day. And like I tell people, don't be discouraged, If you notice stiffness, I can promise you that if you notice stiff popping, especially that popping, when you're young and you hear that popping, it doesn't really bother you and it doesn't slow you down, it doesn't stop you. But one day out of the blue, when you're like maybe 36, 37, 40, 45, those pops are gonna be a little bit more noticeable. And even though you can, spring up from a chair, you may hear a pop or two in your 20s. That's normal. When you start to hear them in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s, hey, if you aren't already, just because you're moving doesn't make you exempt. And that's what a lot of people don't get. They feel discouraged and they'll say, well, I exercise and I still have this issue and I still have that issue. Okay, understood. But if you remain still, it's not going to help. What's going to help you most is to move around. So that's why let's walk and we talk. We walk and we talk. We walk and we talk. We move around over here. And in the process of doing all that, we have good conversation. We motivate each other. We encourage each other. We uplift each other. We drop nuggets in the chat. So if you drop a nugget, feel free to pick up a nugget. We're just over here trying to educate each other and inform each other of the good things that are going on with us, telling each other some things that work for us, no matter what it's about, no matter what it's about. And if you hear something that doesn't work for you, you have a friend or a family member, pick up that nugget and give it to them. Pick it up and give it to them. Pick it up and give it to them. And always, always know your limitations. Know your limitations. I've heard people say, I was just fine until I started exercising. But did you know your limitations? Don't start out trying to exercise like you've been doing it routinely, consistently for 12 months, knowing that this is your first week. Don't do that. You don't want to overexert yourself. Don't overexert yourselves. Don't do too much. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And you don't have to be Superman or Superwoman. You just want to improve. You want to improve. You want to feel better. You want to have a relaxed mind. You want to have a body that's more fluid, that's more relaxed, that does things a little bit easier than, say, like I said, we weren't moving like we did when we were in our 20s, okay? So if you notice that, if you can, you want to get back to that. And if you can't, you at least want to improve. You want to improve. Sassy says, did you see the short I tagged you in about the New Balance tennis shoes? I didn't. I need to get me another pair of Asics. They work better for me, especially walking and working out. Probably, it's been 25 minutes fishing time, bro. I was about to say maybe another 15, 20 minutes, but I don't know. Usually I'm on here for like an hour. But at minimum, I try to do like 30 to 40 minutes. No, I didn't see it, Sassy. So when did you tag me in it? I got to go back and look. I've got to go back and look. Y'all, remember yesterday? I don't know if you were on here yesterday with me, or even if you someone who comes through here that was on here yesterday. I was trying to decide which way I was going to go, and there was one street that's really busy. Yesterday there were only 4 cars. Today it's back to the same old, same old. It's back to the same old, same old. Sassy, I have to go and check that out because I haven't seen it. I didn't even get a mention. I haven't seen it where you mentioned me. Hey girl dad, what's going on? Hello, how are you doing today? Lions Pride and chat. Hello everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I'm doing good today. How about you? Y'all welcome girl dad into the chat. And again, as I always say, if there are any content creators in this chat, please, Sassy, if you don't mind, if you can, drop their links. And if you can't, I will give you guys a shout out on my community wall. I will give you guys a shout out on my community wall. Oh my gosh. Look, I'm trying to, Sassy, being that you said that, I'm trying to, did you put it on your community wall or was it in a short? Because looks like I remember you saying that before. Looks like I remember you saying that before and I didn't see it. And I probably just forgot to ask you about it. I didn't see it and I probably forgot to ask you about it. I had to have forgotten to ask you about it. So yeah, you don't have to be kind of boop. You don't have to be Superman. You don't have to be Superwoman. Just move. All right, just clear your mind. You had a bad day at work today? Maybe not so much as a bad day, but a long day. Had a long day with family. Got some things on your mind. Just like a boxer takes it out on the punching bag. Get up and take it out. On the streets. Walk, 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 walk. In a video. Okay, in a video. Is the video still up? If the video is just, if it's still up, I'll go back and look at it so I can check them out. Did you leave a link in the description of the video, Sassy? I don't even know why I'm asking you if you left a link because y'all know how I am. I don't like to order shoes offline. I don't. Because shoes are so finicky. You know, some people have no problem. But I have narrow feet. So sometimes it can be funny. I don't like to order offline at all, though, to be honest. I think we talked about that before. I'm not one of those people who like ordering clothes. I don't like ordering anything offline. Have I? Yes. Will I? Yes. Do I like it? No. Girl dad says I'm doing great. Thanks just cooking. Okay, and thank you so much. That means a lot. Oh, no problem. No problem. No problem at all. No problem at all. No problem at all. So fishing time, bro. Are you still in here? I'm not sure. Y'all please go over there and check out fishing time. If you like to fish, or if you just like watching people fish, go over there and check out his videos, some of his past videos. If you like to just have good conversation, fishing time will just hold a good conversation for an hour or two. He's like I do, try to hold good conversation. We don't have to worry about how many people are in the chat or, you know, we just want to make sure that it's good adult conversation and people are contributing in a good way. That's all we can ask for, right? Thank you, Sassy. I appreciate it. Who is that? I can see it. I can see that link, but I had to stop y'all. For some reason, my phone is dark. I guess it's the lighting. I guess it's just the lighting. In some places in some spots I can see it really well. In other spots, not so much. But thank you, Sassy. I appreciate that. So you guys, please check out my mod, Sassy. She has a channel as well. She's been uploading content more often lately. So please go over there, like, comment, share, and subscribe her content. And listen, as I always say, even if it's content that is not up your alley, so to say, like if it's not, if you aren't into cooking, right, and someone comes through here who cooks, still support. Give them a thumbs up. Support, please support, support, support. Okay? And if you interact with them enough, you'll start to check them out more and more and more. But it's all about support. It's especially supporting positive content. Positive content. I appreciate you for dropping those links, Sassy. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And again, you guys, please check out everybody in this chat who's a content creator. Anybody who comes through here who's a content creator, check out Sassy. Okay? Okay? Just do what you can. Do what you can. Now, that said, don't support people who don't support you. And I'm not saying that to be mean. And I'm not saying that to be ugly. But what I'm saying, the reason I'm saying that is because the time that you take to support people who don't support you, you could be spending that time supporting people who do. Okay? Girl Dad says, hello, Sassy. Hope you're having a great day. So I don't say that to be mean. I say it to be realistic. Support good, positive content and support those who support you. And I know we just got through talking about how sometimes we don't get the notifications. So, and me myself, I own that I have to be better about just checking people out from time to time, especially if I haven't seen a notification. Just kind of checking certain people out who support me. Because why not? Why not? Support those who support you. Now, a lot of times, I will share out I share out content creators who I like. And they've never been in my chat. But I've been in their chats. And there are thousands of people sometimes in their chat. So I have to understand that those people can't always support. They can't always support everybody. They can't always come into your chat. I have to be aware of that. Sometimes I support people who you guys will never see. You'll see me share them out, but I definitely share out people who support me. I do. But some of the ones that you see, I don't really expect for them to be in my chat because sometimes some content creators have thousands upon thousands or even a million plus subscribers. And that wouldn't be realistic for us, or for me anyway, to expect them to know that I share them out. If they have 1 million subs, imagine how many people are sharing them out. And they probably only respond to the ones who they really truly know, or some of their day ones who have been with them since they started the YouTube journey. Yes, girl, Dad, it's like I don't get upset by that. I support all content creators, big, small, in between. But my first focus is on the ones who support me, whether it's by coming into the chat, leaving a comment. You don't have to come into the chat all the time. We could have, when I first started out, we could have been back and forth in each other's chat a lot. I still try my best to support them. Maybe not as much if they don't come around as much, but I try. And then when it comes to the bigger content creators, guess what? A lot of times people, don't support them, or they'll say, well, they're so big. But I mean, it took hard work to get to that point. And so I may not have been around when they started, but if I truly like their content, if their content has ever done anything for me mentally, then I support them by sharing them out. I don't expect them to share me out, because like I said, the more you grow, the less time you have. That's just like what we were talking about earlier. Sometimes you don't have time. If you go to work, you come home, you spend time with your kids and your family. By the time you eat dinner, you still really haven't had a good break. So you'll take a break And next thing you know, it's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. So I do support content creators who have a huge following. If I ever get anything out of their content, if their content has ever moved me in any way, mentally, emotionally, or if I just like it, if it's just good quality content, I share them out. I don't expect for them to see me out of all the millions of subscribers that they have and out of the thousands of people that are in their chat. Like, unless we had started out together from day one. And most people who I support who are huge, I wasn't there when they weren't around me day one. Sassy says, thank you. My day is going well. Girl, Dad, cooking up deliciousness. Yes, yes, yes. Cooking up deliciousness. I just realized, I always just see Girl Dad. I just realized the rest of his name. Book says, I feel everybody knows who shares them out. They just pick and choose who to acknowledge. That's true. That can be true too, Boots. And the way I guess you can tell that, because if you see, if you pay attention, I don't think I really pay attention enough, because I see so many people being petty about so much stuff. It's like what you said is absolutely true, because some of the same ones that you'll share them out, and it's like you say, okay, I guess they're busy. They're never really in my comments. I guess they're busy. But when it comes to certain content creators, they're in their comment section. They're in their comment section. So I think sometimes, like I said earlier, whether people are aware of it or not consciously, I think subconsciously, most people are in competition. And if they feel that you have a certain number of subscribers or a certain number of people in your chat, even if you guys are cool, it seems like they just don't support you. They, like you said, Books, they like pick and choose who they support. And that's so wild. That's just wild to me. I choose, if people come into my chat, because like I said, I'm a shorts channel. So I get a lot of support because of my shorts. And I like that. I don't like all the long interactions. I do like my walk and talk lives, because I do get to come on here with a select group of you guys and we get to talk. That's Sassy, a brilliant blessed mess. Fishing time comes through here. Jill's comfort zone, Chef Finest Wine. There are some people who you may not see every day, but you may see them at least once a week. And to me, that's enough, because there's so much you have to do in life, and then there's so many people on here who you try to support. But I absolutely have noticed that, Books, as well. It's like certain people, you won't see them. You're cool and everything, so it's no issues. You know that, or you don't feel like there is. And they're never leaving a comment after the fact. They're never on a video. They're never in a live. But you see them in other places, like maybe in who they feel like are more popular people's chat. And I'm like, okay, okay. So that's what I mean when I said earlier, as long as they support you, support them. And I'm not saying it to be ugly, but when you see that the support is not there, then stop. And it's not to be ugly, but you can take that time and you can support someone else. You can support those who support you, or you can support new people. New people. And be patient when you're supporting new people, because you have to think about it. If they're new to you, then they're old to someone else, and they've already established, rapport with other people. So you have to establish a rapport with people. So give them a chance. If you like their content, support them. And hopefully they will start to support you. Book says, I feel everybody knows who should. Let's see, no. Yes, it's too much. Childlike pettiness from grown folks. Yep. Books, we talked about that, I think, probably over 2 weeks now. Off and on, we've talked about that, how grown folks want to tell grown folks what to do. Grown folks trying to tell grown folks where to go. And then grown folks being perturbed or kind of, people feel like you don't have tone through text. You do. You have tone through text. You can have tone through action. You have tone in writing. Writers have a particular tone. If you read Huckleberry Finn, there's a tone in that. If you read a book called My First Marriage, there's a tone that you're going to detect in that. If it's a book talking about a marriage that was successful, if the person writes a second book saying why my marriage is no longer what it was. There's going to be a different tone. You detect tone in writing. You detect tone in typing. And you also detect tone in the way people move. You detect tone in the way people move. That's how I am too, Boots. I support who I choose. I'm like, only two people, God, of course, but through his vessels, there were two earthly people who produced me. And if those people aren't telling me what to do, aren't telling me where to go, aren't telling me who to support, then why should someone I've never met be able to tell me that? That's wild to me. That's wild to me. I should be able to support two people who know each other or not, two people who get along or not, as long as I'm not causing any friction. And that's pretty much what I do, Boost. I just go through and say hello and be cordial and go on. I may not be into whatever the whole live or video is about, but it may just be something about that content creator that I like. So why should another adult content creator? That's so high school. It's so high school. It's like it gives high school and it gives gang mentality. Like it doesn't give individuality at all. It doesn't give individuality at all. Now, if I go in somebody's chat and I raise sand and I talk bad about Boots and they're talking bad about Boots, of course Boots is going to stay away from me. But if I go in there and somebody doesn't get along with Boots, this content creator, and I say hello, then I'm not gonna engage in that part of it. And people act like they don't know the difference. You know the difference. You know the difference. People know the difference. Because 9 times out of 10, if you watch me or if you saw me go in there, you also saw my actions while I was in there. And you most likely saw me be polite to people, speak to people, say hello to people, and move on. If I hung around, that's my choice. But a lot of times, that's all I do because that's all that's required. From my perspective, that's all that's required. I may not want to participate in whatever the heavy part of the conversation is, but I may like a content creator because of something that they did in the past that showed me something about them that I just like. And then it's the same way as if when you stay away from certain content creators who show you something that you dislike. People should be able to use their own discernment about the thing when making choices about where they want to be and where they want to go. And as long as you have not seen your name, be said by me in a negative way, then it shouldn't matter where you see me. Boo says exactly, Lion's Pride. It's like, I just don't know. And then it's another funny thing is, people will get mad at you for being your grown self, doing what you want to do, for being in a particular area or in somebody else's chat that they don't like. But then there are other people who hang in their chats that are in that chat as well. And I'm like, what the F is it about you that made you think that you could come out of that type of bag? See, sometimes people take your kindness and your niceness for weakness. And they want you to act a fool. But when you know that, you have to act accordingly and stay, use your discernment and don't act the way they want you to act. Because sometimes that's all it is. They want you to have the same issues that they have. They want you to act the way they act. They're giving you a test. They're giving you a test. And we're too grown to take tests from other people, We're too grown to take tests from other people. And depending on the type of test it is, I'll mess around and fail the test intentionally. Because 9 times out of 10, what you consider me failing the test is me passing the test. On my behalf, it's me passing the test. Because nobody has the right to tell any other adult what to do, what to say, where to go. If somebody's gonna have an influence on you like that, I'm not going to say nobody has that influence on you, but so if somebody's going to have that influence on you, it's going to be the two people that created you. Well, first of all, like I said, it's going to be God. And then it's going to be the two people that created you. After that, you're going to be able to count on your hands who you allow that privilege. And most likely it's going to be your spouse and your children, your siblings even, your siblings. So it's not going to be somebody you don't know. It's not going to be strangers at all, or it shouldn't be. I'll say that it shouldn't be, but a lot of people allow strangers to influence the things that they do. A lot of people will allow strangers to influence their actions. And I'm like, we're too adult for that. We're too adult for that. Never let a stranger, never let anyone, especially someone who's not important to you, influence your actions. So, Boots, you are absolutely right. People pick and choose. And sometimes what I've noticed is that you won't see them, but they'll choose someone because of their popularity on the app. You know, do they like them? Of course, I'm sure they do. Do they like the type of content they create? I'm sure they do. I like all types of content. I like positive content most. I don't care what it is, positive. But I am human, and I like messy content. But the thing about that is that as an adult, as all adults, we should know when lines are being crossed, not to do that. You know, we should know when certain lines are being crossed, that it's just a no-go. It's just a no-go. Girl Dad says 100. Book says amen. Yeah, we should know when certain lines are being crossed that we, don't want to cross, and that's just an absolute no-go. Some people use people to their advantage. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Yep. And then what I've noticed too on Boots is that some people, they'll shout you. That's why I don't have a problem with people not shouting me out and stuff like that. I don't even want that, because when people do that, the first time, you don't even have to make them mad, because a lot of times people get mad at you not because you made them mad, but because that's just what they want to do. The first time they get mad at you, the first thing they're going to say is, I helped to grow their channel. No, hell you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Or I helped them get to this many subscribers. No, you didn't. That's why I feel like content creators, like, I know who I see and who I see do what. I know when certain people come over here to my channel, you pick which times they come. Certain type of people are only going to come during certain times. If they think there's going to be some drama or some type of big hoopla, but then when they see that there's not, you won't see them again until they think that's going to happen again. So, I don't, it's like when they come, I say hello, I thank you. That's anybody who comes. But when they're coming for drama. And like I said, I like drama, but I don't like to start drama. And when I watch drama, I like it just as much as if I'm watching a TV show. A TV show stops after an hour or so, right? Maybe 2 hours if you're watching a movie. Most dramas. But the sad thing about the ones on social media, they go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So just because you may see me in a chat that has some drama going on doesn't mean I'm cool with it. Doesn't mean I'm not cool with it. But it just means that I like that content creator. And I probably like members of their chat. So I come in and say hello. You don't have to explain what you're doing there. As long as you're not bashing somebody while you're there, you should be good. And it's not my thing to bash anybody. I'm not bashing anybody. Period. Because a lot of times, too, people will try to get you to do that so that they can make your channel, put your channel on the level that theirs is on. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. A lot of times people will think that they can do whatever, whatever, and they just really truly don't know. You just don't want your stuff on their level. So you just let it go. You just let it go and you let them go. You let it go and you let them go. You just let it go and you let them go. So that's why I say, when I say support those who support you and don't support those who don't, it's not to be mean or to be cruel. It's just that we have a limited amount of time that we spend on apps anyway. So why are you going to spend your time supporting people who you never see support you, but you see them support other people? And you don't have a problem with them. They don't have a problem with you. But for some reason, that's why I always say support good, positive content. Because guess what? The drama is going to get support. The drama is going to get support. And for as much as people say they don't like drama, maybe they don't like it. They love it. They don't like it. They love it. They don't. That may be a true statement. Probably one of the truest statements they've ever made. They don't like it. They love it, though. They love it. So me, I like it from time to time. I like it in spurts. I like it to a limited degree. But that's just like comedy. I like comedy in spurts. I like comedy to a limited degree. So different genres, but what I like all the time is positive stuff. I like the positive stuff all the time, you know, or at least 90% of the time. So that the other 10% of the time, when there's some drama or some issues or some mess, you know, it gets your juices flowing and it's a little bit exciting. But then you want it to stop. You want it to stop. Like, you don't want it to continue forever. You want it to stop. You not only do you not want it to continue forever, you don't want it to continue for a long time. Like I was saying earlier, you watching drama on TV, how long do they last? About an hour. Then the show's gone off. And if you're into a show that's, you know, as far as the seasons, the whole season, okay, so you're watching that drama for a season. How long does that last? 2 to 3 months. Then move on. Move on. Let another show start. You know, just let another show start. Even whether it's drama or not. Just move on to something different. I think a lot of times we don't know how to move to different things. We don't know how to make sure that there's more than 1 or 2 eggs in a basket. We have to learn to make sure that there are more than, you know, 1 or 2 eggs in our baskets. You want to have a variety. You want to have a variety of eggs in your basket. Like, not a big variety, but enough. Hello. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a big variety of it, a big variety of things, but you would like enough. Book says, I feel we can turn things off we don't want to participate in. Yes, especially on social media. Yes, exactly. Yep. We can't, just like turning your TV off. That's what I feel like it should. But you know what, Boots? I think people are so overly engaged in having the phone in their hands or sitting with the laptops in front of them till it's hard for them to resist. It's just like they just can't turn it off, or they can't do something more productive or something different. Because a lot of times people have the phones in their hands so much till you think that the phone is glued to their hands. When I'm at work, most times when any of us are at work, we aren't supposed to have our phones all the time. We're supposed to have our phones as needed. And even though that's a rule, what do people do every day at work? They hold on to the phone. Hey, Tamika. Hey, Lance Proud and everyone in the chat. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, Tamika. Even when they tell you, just like in school, when kids are in school. And we know that they don't have, we're talking about kids and restraint. If adults can't practice restraint, how do we expect kids to practice restraint when it comes to devices in school? My thing has always been, you know, phones haven't always been in schools, and most of us did just fine. But when they started allowing, when creation of cell phones and all this, and everybody got to a point where everybody could have one, I felt like with so much stuff going on, that kids should be allowed to have phones in school. But when you break the rule, then that impacts your ability to have a phone. If you break the school's rules and then they take away your phone, how can the parents be upset? How can the parents be mad? Because some people don't believe in kids having phones, period, in school. It interferes with study time. It interferes with the curriculum. It interferes with the teacher's ability to teach. I mean, there's already so much going on in a classroom, even if you were to take all the phones out. So imagine everything else that's going on, and the addition of cell phones in every hand. And though you say you're not supposed to have the phone, guess what? The phones are being held down low, underneath the desk, in the pockets, being pulled out, trying to sneak when the teacher's back is turned. So it really does interfere with the curriculum. So I understand why they say no cell phones in school. Now, on that note, if they allow you to have the phone and they give you rules, then follow the rules. Follow the rules. Because as soon as you break the rule, what's going to happen? They're going to take the phone. They're going to confiscate the phone. And then you got parents running to the school before they even truly hear the full story, ticked off because you confiscated the phone. Well, when they allow you to have phones in school, don't be so selfish, with the teacher. Don't feel like your child can just be on the phone at liberty. Because there are rules. Typically, most schools, I don't know any school that doesn't have a rule when it applies to cell phones. But most adults are so hooked on cell phones until they can't really even take the time to realize that, hey, you broke the rule. You had the phone out when the teacher was teaching. You had the phone out and they told you that you can only have the phones out during your break periods. You had it out during class time. I've even heard some teachers say they give them a certain amount of time. Like if their class is an hour long or 50 minutes long, they give them a certain amount of time, maybe at the end of class, to, be on their phones, because it's kind of like class is winding down. You don't have to worry about, they do it at the end, because if you do it at the beginning of class and say you see whatever you see, you're going to be tempted to keep going back off and on the phone. So I've heard teachers say they give their students a little bit of time, about the last 5 minutes of class, to look at their phones, to check for emergencies or whatever, to check, not necessarily for emergencies, but for important things. And most of them are going to check for whatever. But then you have people who aren't even satisfied with that. Like it's a problem with that. It's always going to be, they were trying to call me. A parent's going to always come, even though they may not be telling the truth. They may be, but then they may not be. They were trying to let me know this. I told them to call me during this. And I'm like, if you're with a teacher who has rules, and the school has rules, you better be good at sneaking. Go to the restroom. Go to the restroom. My thing is, a lot of times they do allow phones, and they put restrictions on when you can use them. But of course, we talk about what all the time, Sassy. People wanting the rules not to apply to them. Hey, Cool Gamer, how are you? Welcome into the chat. People don't want rules to apply to them. People feel like rules are for everybody else except for them and their circumstance. So then you get your phone confiscated, And you got a parent who's mad off the top, hadn't even heard the whole story yet, huffing and puffing, running to the school to get the phone. And my thing is, I would never confiscate someone's phone and keep it unless I knew the parent was coming during the school day. But if you don't know that the parent is coming during the school day and you can hand it to them, I would confiscate it for that class time and give it back after class. Give it back at the end of class. Because phones are important. It's like I was saying earlier, you do understand why people like their phones. You do. 3 P's, yes, peace, positivity, and prosperity. Without peace, sometimes phones can cause chaos. Without positivity, sometimes they can be used for negativity, sending messages, bullying people, talking about people, playing games, doing things they shouldn't be doing things because they're bored in class. And then they fail to prosper in their classrooms, right? They fail to prosper in their classrooms. They fail to prosper in their classrooms. So, in whatever you do, and I can say this because this is what I need to do myself. What do I always say? Pay attention to, acknowledge your own flaws. A lack of patience is a flaw for me. So, when I see people doing weird things, crazy things, you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go. Especially if you know that you already have a lack of patience, because you don't want to come out of the wrong bag, right? You don't want to come out of the wrong bag. Because, coming out of the wrong bag, yeah, do you feel like you should? Sometimes, yeah. Do you feel like they deserve it? Yes. But when it comes to social media, when people are trying to get you to come out of the wrong bag, they're trying to get you to feel as low as they feel. Because what? The old adage is misery loves company. So they're looking for company. They're looking for company. Don't allow them to make a seat for you next to them. in the misery lounge, okay? So yeah, some people have a misery lounge. Misery loves company. Don't allow them to save a seat for you in the misery lounge. That's a good channel name. The Misery Lounge. Don't allow people to make a seat for you in their misery lounge, because they will do it intentionally. They're trying to get as many people in that lounge as they can. They're trying to get as many people in that lounge that they can. Don't allow them in your pride. The people in the pride try to work together. Do they have spats? Yes. But they try to get over those spats because they also have a bigger common goal. And sometimes you find that people have misery lounges and they're trying to make a seat right there, a seat for you right there next to them in their misery lounge. Sassy says, yep, nice name. Sassy, I might do another channel called the Misery Lounge. And it's going to sound funny because it says the Misery Lounge. But the point of the lounge will be to combat misery. So maybe I need to come up with a different one. But the Misery Lounge sounds so funny. Because some people do truly have a misery lounge. And for whenever they're miserable, they try to get as many miserable people in there as they can, or they try to make as many people miserable as they are. So don't allow somebody to make room for you or make a seat for you in their misery lounge. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. See, the misery lounge sounds what? More messy. It's catchy. Because anything that's messy tends to be catchy. Because if you say the positive lounge, that sounds okay. But say the positive lounge. People aren't going to come. But if you say the misery lounge, they coming to see what the misery is about. They're coming to see what the misery is about. And they're coming to see if they can make more people miserable. And the person who's hosting is trying to see if they can make those who come just as miserable as they are. That's so funny. That is so funny. And we're sitting here preaching against misery and against negativity. But which name sounds catchier? The misery lounge, as opposed to the positive lounge. Or what else could you call it if you're looking for good vibes? The good lounge. Right, Boots, misery loves company. And a lot of people truly have their own lounge where they sit and wait and look for other people to make miserable. They do two things. They look for miserable people to invite them in, and they look for other people to make miserable, to try and, pull them in. Try and pull them in. So the misery lounge is a good one. I'm going to probably say the misery lounge and let it be the total opposite. Let it be the total opposite, Sassy. We're going to do the misery lounge. We're going to do the misery lounge. Yeah, I can see it now. You do a channel called the Misery Lounge. Put in the description. If you're miserable, if you got some problems or issues, come join the lounge. And start it out like you're feeding off of somebody's issues. Start it off like it's misery. like you're trying to be miserable and make people miserable. And then turn it around and say, hey, that's not what the goal of this lounge is. We may call it the misery lounge, but we're here to turn your misery into good things. We're here to turn your misery around. We're here to make you feel better. Man, that lounge would empty so fast. That lounge would empty so fast. That lounge would empty so fast. Boo says, misery loves company. It definitely does. Boo says, those who are miserable all day want others to be miserable with them. Right. Leave them right where they are. Exactly. And that's what I was meaning when I was talking about people worrying about whose chat you're in. Like, come again. Come again. We know the Almighty is the only one who determines and dictates to us. At least in this country, even though, sometimes I think the government does that more to us more than we would like. But just on the day-to-day basis, if you didn't birth someone into this world, who are you to tell them where they can go? You didn't create somebody. You weren't the vessel. God didn't use you as the vessel to deliver someone into this world. Come again. How are you going to tell them where to go, what to do? It sounds like game mentality. How are you going to tell them, especially somebody your age or older? Your age and or older. Half the people like that can't even tell their adult children what to do. Wouldn't even try. They'll get on here and brag about it, that they can't tell them what to do, but in the same breath, sit around and tell somebody in their chat what to do. Or try to. Or tell another content creator how to do something, how not to do something. It's like Book said, if you don't like it, just leave. Or even ask someone to leave. If you don't like somebody in your chat, just ask them to leave. But never ever try to dictate to them what to do or how to dictate to them how they should move or where they should go. If it bothers you that bad, just ask them to leave. Even though you really can't make them leave, you can ask them to stop commenting and you can block them from commenting, but you can't make them stop watching you. It's like Boo said earlier, so petty, so petty. It's just like the comparison that we make a lot of the times when you can't even tell your own grown kids what to do, but you want to tell somebody else's grown child what to do. It's just like when your supervisor at work, unless it's one of those days you just decide to pop off, your supervisor at work ticks you off, and then you come home and fuss with your spouse. You don't have a spouse, you get mad, you fuss at the kids. The kids wondering why you so short, then they go out and take it out on another kid outside, or their sister or brother, or the dog or the cat. And it all is a result of you not being able to make, to stand the fact that your supervisor told you what to do. A lot of times you have people on social media like that. People in their real lives who they deal with day to day in person, they can't handle them. So they come to social media and try to handle people. It's not going to work well for you. Not going to work well for you, not with strong-minded people. You don't even have to be strong-minded for that not to work well. It's just not going to work well. And if it works, it's not going to work long. You're going to have a lot of people who aren't free thinkers and who don't think for themselves for that to work. And it's possible. It's possible. It is possible. Sonya, Sassy, I'm sorry. Lounge of the Misery. Yeah. And then it's so unnecessary. So unnecessary. But of course, misery loves company. It doesn't like company. It loves company. So yeah, y'all come to that new channel. I'm gonna have a new channel, Misery Lounge. The Misery Lounge. The Misery Lounge. Now watch, I'm gonna put that in the search. Sassy, watch, I'm gonna put that in the search. It's gonna probably be like 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. It'll probably already be 7, 8, 9, 10 channels like that. Everything that you think of, someone else has already thought about it. But it's like Boo said, put your own thinking cap on. Be intellectual. Think and make it your own way. If I put in there the Misery Lounge and I see 5, 6 people with that name, then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to find a way to flip it to the other one and put something in it about positivity. It's not going to draw as many people, but hey, I'll have the same concept. I'll still be able to have the same concept. Or I could probably find a word that's a synonym for misery that will work. A synonym for misery that will work. The Envy Lounge. Because that's what it is a lot of times too, y'all. Sometimes people just envy people. They just envy them for no real reason. You may not be. Have y'all ever had that person or known someone who they may have more money than you? They may have a bigger house than you. They may have a more expensive car than you. But as soon as you get something nice, they go out and get something else. Like they go and waste their money just to compete with you, and they already have a bigger house than you. They have a car that's more expensive than yours. They may own their own business. You may be working for someone, not really owning your own business, not even caring to own your own business, but you just go and get a new car, a nice car. It makes them want to go and get the car, the 2024. They may have a 2022, and you go out and get a 2024. They have a bigger house than you. For the longest, they've had a nicer car than you, a more expensive car than you. And then you go out and get a 2024 that's equivalent to whatever make and model they have or better. Do you know they will go out before you know it, even though they still have a bigger home than you? They may have 2 boats parked in their backyard. They may, they may own their own business. Do you know they will still go out and make that bill just so that they can have a car that's considered classier than yours? Exactly, Sassy. Just crazy. Just crazy. They will still go out just to purchase a car that's classier than yours because you no longer have a 2018. You now have a 2024, and they may have two or three in their garage, a 2020, a 2022, and maybe a 2018. But they have, and it doesn't really even mean that they have so much more than you. What it means is that maybe they spend more than you. Because a lot of times when you feel like people have more than you, they may have more possessions, more costly possessions, but those possessions are tearing their pockets up. Tearing their pockets up. And you may honestly have more. You may honestly have more. So think about that before you just try and go out and compete with somebody, okay? Especially when it's your friend. I see that happens among friends so much. One friend is just used to having, so much. And it's not that they aren't a good friend, but sometimes, envy pops out and rears its head when you least expect it. Your friend who has a 3 bedroom home suddenly gets a 2024 or whatever. And you've had a 2022 for the past couple of years, and your husband or your child has a 2019 and a 2023, and you see your friend who's just, may only have one car. They decide to trade it in and get a 2024, or they may have paid their car off, and they get a 2024 that's classier than yours. And it's like, you see that friend buck their eyes. It's not like you went and bought a 5-bedroom mansion. You got a 3-bedroom home. They have a 5-bedroom home. They have 3 cars, 2018, 2020, 2023. And all you did with your 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom home is you went out, you purchased a new 2024 car that was classier than theirs. Girl, you can't beat them running down to the local dealership. You can't beat them running down to the local dealership because they can't let that friend with the 2-bedroom home have a better car than them. And it's so funny because that's the behavior you expect out of like kids, teenagers, young adults until they learn better. But this is behavior that comes from people over the age of 35. Over the age of 35. That's who it comes from. So y'all think about that. And Sassy, I guess we gotta go and make the misery lounge. Sassy says you never know, it might reach 1 million. It might, but you know what? We gotta have some juicy stuff in there. Like once they see the name itself is gonna make people click. And it'll make a few people stay just to see, they're gonna see what's gonna happen. But we gotta have a lot. Ooh. Y'all, did y'all hear that? I heard somebody arguing. Exactly, Sassy. That's not a friend at all. They're only a friend, like what Boots was saying. They have ulterior motives. It's what you can do for them. Especially if you don't have as much as them as far as possessions and things like that. Oh, they love it. As long as you don't have as much as them. Maybe you can do some things for them from time to time. But as soon as it looks like, because in their mind, you're on a slightly different level. So whenever someone thinks that you're on a slightly lower level than them, they're definitely not a friend. They're definitely not a friend. And like I said, they could have a 5-bedroom mansion, 3 cars in their garage, 2 boats in the backyard, and you got a 2-bedroom home, one car that gets you from A to Z that you use for work, another car that was a little bit better that you decided to trade in because you finally wanted to treat yourself to a luxury vehicle. And you may have a third one that's just, your kid's car or something like that. And they see you go and make that luxury vehicle purchase, they won't say it to you, but their actions will definitely show you. It drives them crazy. It drives them crazy. And like you said, Sassy, that's not a friend. That is definitely not a friend. So I intend to be on here 30 minutes. And again, I've been on here for an hour and 20. But that's okay because we had good conversation. And I thank each and every one of you guys for coming through this live. I wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity. Don't let bother people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you. I guess that's what we could call it, the stress lounge. The stress lounge. But it's something about the misery lounge that it's catchy. It's catchy. I'm telling you, it seems like the negative things seem to sound so catchy. The negative things seem catchy. The stress lounge. The stress bar. We could say the stress bar. Come sit to the bar and relieve some stress. Good night, good night, good night, Sassy. Yeah, come sit in the stress lounge so that you can relieve some stress. The stress bar. Come enjoy. Come have a talk at the stress bar. Grab you a drink, non-alcoholic. I stress non-alcoholic. And have you a drink at the stress bar or in the stress lounge. In the stress lounge. All right, y'all. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, sometimes this weekend. Booth says, good night, blessings, everyone. Good night, Booth. Thank you for so much for coming into the live. And again, you guys, please check out each and every content creator that was in this live. And for those of you who come through and you're contemplating and you're thinking about being a content creator, I'm going to tell you what YouTube stresses. It stresses being positive. Does it take a long time to get where you want to be? Yes, it does. But sometimes we're just doing it for fun and as stress relief. So it is still possible to use this app as stress relief, this app and any other app. And I encourage each and every one of us to do so. I encourage you guys and I encourage myself to do so. And again, thank you guys. Thank you, Boost. Thank you, Sassy, Cool Gamer, Girl Dad, Tamika, each and every person that came through here. If I forgot you, it was not intentional. Fishing time, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did I say Cool Gamer? Oh, and the first people that came in, they were new. Panda CEO was looking for a shout out, but I appreciate you. Free Fire Boss came in, and Mr. Sam. All right, y'all. See y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.